Now, these two problems are also very much related because they have thirds as the dividend and sixths as the divisor. Also, if you haven't noticed by now, I'm keeping to the idea of keeping my dividend greater in size than the divisor. That also makes it easier to see before you start just using the concept of multiplying by the reciprocal, which I totally think you should use, but only because the kids understand why it makes sense. So let's do 2/3 divided by 1/6. So 2/3 is this part of 1 whole. So I divide up the entire whole unit though into 6, which I know 6ths are half of thirds because I've seen fraction bars that show it. If you haven't seen that, see my other videos. I do a lot with those fraction bars. So this is 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and 6/6. So how many groups of 1/6 are there in 2/3? Well, 2/3 is here. This is one group of 1/6, one group of 1/6, another 1/6, and another 1/6. So the answer is 4. 4 groups of 1/6 are in 2/3. Now let's go back over here and look at 5/3, which I realize is like it's what's equivalent to 1 2/3. So people call it improper fraction. So I had to convert it, which again, I do in other videos. So if you're not sure how I got 5/3 out of 1 2/3, check out my other videos. But for now, if I have 5/3, it's right here, it's almost 2, right? Divided into groups of 5/6. So 1/3 is equal, so I'm gonna break up every third into 6, which makes them half the size. So a group of 5/6, 1/3 is equivalent to 2/6, 2/3 is equivalent to 4/6, so 5/6 is right here. So it's 5 pieces of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have a 6 here. And so I already have all my 6. I'm gonna count 5 more 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's even. I did that on purpose. So there are 2 groups of 5/6 in 5/3. So the answer here is 2. Now, if I just did multiply by the reciprocal, would that work? So I can convert this to 2/3 times 6/1, and that equals 12/3. Does 12/3 equal 4? Yes, 12 divided by 3 is 4. And over here, if I take 5/3 and multiply it by the reciprocal, I get 30 numerator, 15 for the denominator. 30 divided by 15 is 2, so that's also equivalent. But wait, there's one more thing. If you remember from before, we talked about how you could take the original dividend, multiply it by the denominator, and then divide it by the numerator. So I've written that out here. 2/3 times 6, and then divided by the 1, which is the numerator. So what is 2/3 times 6? Well, I would officially just make that 6/1, and that becomes 12/3, which is equivalent to 4, and then 4 divided by 1 is 4. So when you multiply by the reciprocal, that's just doing the shortcut of multiplying by the denominator and then dividing by the numerator. So over here, if I had 5/3 divided by, 5/6, that's the same thing as doing 5/3 times 6, but I'll put it 6/1, and then dividing by the numerator of 5. So 5/6, 5 times 6 is 30, 3 times 1 is 3, 30 divided by 3 is 10, and then 10 divided by 5 is 2, which is what the answer was. So again, multiplying by the reciprocal is just a shortcut of doing this 2-step process, which we fleshed out earlier in the video. So there are other cool ways to divide fractions, which we'll cover in lesson 4. So please like this video and follow on YouTube for many, many more videos. I have about 10 now, but there are more 10s upon 10s coming. Thanks.